Russell Westbrook was rusty. So he couldn't do what he normally does. He wasn't as potent as he customarily is, and that couldn't open things up for the other guys the way one would suspect it would be able to. That's number one. Yep. Number two, and more importantly, because he is who he is, and he's got that alpha male kind of personality, Durant was clearly trying to adjust to that. And dare I say, seemed a bit too preoccupied with that than he should have been. And it obviously had an effect on his game. But they're going to have to figure that out. And I think that the way to do it is to really, really harp on and reminisce about how you got ran out of the NBA Finals 2 years ago inside 5 games. Sometimes it takes that level of pain to remind you, just like Kevin Durant kept alluding to the performance against Memphis in the playoffs last year and how that served as a spark plug, or tired of being second, and that serves as a spark plug. Well, maybe what you really, really need to do to motivate yourselves, and it's not to say that they need motivation in terms of effort, because there's never a shortage of effort with Durant and Russell Westbrook. They're class individuals as professionals, and they perform usually to the highest level. But when your mission is to beat the man, and in this case it is literal and figurative when it comes to LeBron James and the Miami Heat, you've got to elevate yourself to another level. And the message was sent emphatically, I might add, by the Miami Heat last night, that if you're going to come at us, you better bring your A game. And oh, by the way, you may have beaten us in Miami last time you saw us, but to win an NBA championship, it's a best 4 out of 7. This ain't the Super Bowl. You don't get to play one game and go home and celebrate. You got to come back and do it again for 3 more times after that one time in order to get it done. And so that's what they need to remember. That's what they need to reminisce about. And Russell Westbrook, too, to some degree, because, again, last night he was just rusty. But you don't get to be rusty against the world champions. You don't get to do it.
I said yesterday I thought it was going to be a rocky road back for Durant and Westbrook to find a new flow within a flow that had been spectacular without Westbrook. Obviously, Durant had gone down in flames a couple times without him. Then I think he got angry at the criticism and said, okay, watch this. And over that 17-game span, he averaged 35 a game. And I think we both agreed at that point the Thunder were playing the best in the NBA without Russell Westbrook. So here we go last night. And Stephen A., do you remember the opening play of the game? The opening points scored. Can we see that clip? Russell Westbrook steals the ball, goes for a breakaway dunk, slams it, beats his chest, and plays to the crowd. And my reaction was, oh, my Lord. This is not going to go over well with the whole chemistry of the team, because the statement was, not only am I back, I am the alpha male, and I'm going to take this game over. I'm going to be just myself. And I said yesterday, he will come out with guns blaring, because that's just the way he's built. And yet it seemed that opening salvo disrupted the chemistry that they had reestablished over the last, 6 weeks without Russell Westbrook. So I'm going to give him a little bit of a pass because, as you said, he's rusty. They're rusty. They hadn't played for a whole week. So I'm sure they will start to refigure this out. But here's the question for me. We have watched LeBron get angry over the basketball world appearing to him or sounding to him to leap to the conclusion that Kevin Durant has somehow dethroned him as the best player and the MVP. Kevin Durant is very sensitive to criticism also. So it's going to be intriguing to me how he responds. You were tough on him. You said that was the worst game you've seen him play under the circumstances.
I don't believe I was tough on him. I just believe it was factual.
Well, you were. But I'm saying you just stated the painful, harsh truth. Yes. And I'm right there with you on that. I don't know if it's the worst game ever. I'd have to really think about that.
No, I said it was the worst game for him that I've ever seen him play.
I agree. I will go to that.
Because he was docile. I'm with you. It's not about missing shots. Skip, Kevin Durant could have scored 13 points and shot 4 for 25. And I would have said, he just had a bad game. It's no big deal. it's not about his numbers. It's about the lack of aggression and the unwillingness to stand up and respond to the moment that was before him. I thought all the deflection leading into the game, remember, he ain't worried about LeBron. He's just worried about himself. He's going to call himself the servant. He's going to do all of this and all that. It was like, look, I'm not paying attention to this, but it was because of the way he was playing. So you're surmising and assuming that when this man is standing in front of your face and he is the reigning league MVP and champion, and he's coming towards you off unapologetically. He's not hiding it. You went through 11 straight games and scoring 30-plus points. LeBron is not now at lo and behold, we've been talking about the 35 points, the way he's been playing. The man has had 10 straight games of 30-plus points. LeBron is coming. He's sending a message that he's coming. And I anticipated that Kevin Durant would stand up in that moment and say, I don't care. I'm still here, and I'm still coming. And instead, he was docile. And again, Spoelstra deserves a lot of credit. The defense was exceptional. But you know what Miami's going to bring you. You were prepared for it in South Beach. Why wouldn't you be prepared for it last night? It doesn't make sense.